Hello everyone, welcome to Midweek News, a show which, while I was doing research for, is making me question whether I should be doing this show on Friday instead of Wednesday because most of the news that I'm covering is like old weekend news or just happened last week right after the last week's show, and well, we'll have to see about scheduling. The first bit of news is that Darkest Dungeon is leaving early access on Steam and being fully launched as a new official game, like fully released game, yesterday, I believe. So there was a trailer that came out this weekend, and it should be on the screen right now. And I'm not going to go into many details about Darkest Dungeon because I've already played it for the channel. If you haven't watched my footage for Darkest Dungeon, I highly recommend watching it. The game is the most infuriating game you'll ever play. You'll want to gouge the developers' eyes out with rubber spatulas and scoop them out and like cut each individual strand with a file, or like file it down. You'd want harm to come to these people, but it is infuriating in every way. Yet I still love it. I had to take a little break from it because I was getting really frustrated with some things. The randomness of everything feels unfair when it doesn't work in your advantage, but when it does work in your advantage, you feel like you are the best. It is because of your accomplishments that your run is doing so great. But it's one of those games that if you love the struggle and getting furious with the game, but overall after like some introspection, you realize I had some fun playing that game. This is the game that I would recommend for those people, and I tend to think that I am one of those people. So the next story is a little bit strange. It involves PornHub users searching Minecraft. PornHub being a adult entertainment website, and Minecraft being a game where you play with blocks. I don't understand why people would search Minecraft on a porn site, but apparently there are two instances when the sites experienced a lot of traffic. One was May 21st, 2015, when there was a news story that broke out about a fake version of the game that infected people with malware. So there was a big fiasco with that. People were downloading probably what they presumed to be a free copy of Minecraft, but then it ended up being just malicious content and everything. So their computers were infected with horrible viruses and whatnot. And then there was a second time when the HoloLens was introduced in E3 this year. So those two instances, you saw a big spike in search, the search term Minecraft on PornHub. And what I love about this article on GameSpot is that they also talk about like other terms that get searched a lot on PornHub. And the first one is like Halo, which I'm like, don't really understand. I guess if you really like Master Chief, you want to see some Master Chief action. I know that there's actually, there's pretty much porn on everything, but the second one is Clash of Clans, and I understand that one because if you've ever seen those trailers, you would understand why Clash of Clans would get searched. And then Call of Duty, Fallout 4, Team Fortress, Lego's a little bit strange. Again, what is with the blocks? I don't understand. It's so blocky. Why would you search for blocks? You have Black Ops 3, Cutie Pie. I don't even know what Cutie Pie. Oh, is that like PewDiePie? But PewDiePie doesn't get. I haven't watched any PewDiePie stuff, so I don't know. I don't watch PewDiePie. I'm sorry. If you watch PewDiePie, it's fine. I just don't watch it. Let's Play Star Wars, Skyrim, all those other things. But then they go into more details about like what Minecraft gets searched, like what other terms get searched alongside Minecraft, and so it's just interesting. I don't know. Proportionally, 18 to 24-year-olds are 498% more likely to search these terms. So I mean, obviously, young people who play video games, they'll search, I guess, for video games in their porn. So, you know, I thought it was interesting. There was hardly any news. It was very hard to find news this week. I'm sure you can understand my plight when I'm having to talk about what people are searching for porn. Okay, that I was struggling to find stories for this episode. Okay, just deal with it. And for the best news of the day, or of the week, I should say, I saved the best for last. Desert Bus sequel is in the works. For those of you who don't know, Desert Bus is a game where you drive a bus from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a 8-hour trip when you travel at 45 miles an hour. And the goal is to go from one city to the other in a bus that travels that speed across the desert. There's no terrain. There's no nothing happens in the game other than the bus is constantly veering to the right. So you have to sit there and make sure the bus stays on the road for the entire 8-hour journey. And it is 8 hours in real time. And at the end of the journey, you get 1 point. Now, Penn Jillette and was it Penn and Teller both made or at least came up with the idea. I don't know how much of the actual coding and everything else for the game they did, but they were the idea, the brains behind the game, where they just wanted to make the worst experience possible. And this game, I have played it. It is one of the worst experiences ever, mainly because the game is a test of stamina, right? So the idea is that you have to test your stamina, so like to achieve your goal. So you're sitting there experiencing something that is terrible, but you have convinced yourself that you want to do this thing, and you are committed to achieving this 8-hour drive to receive that 1 point. And so because of that, it is the worst experience because you've convinced yourself to do it. And this game came out in the 90s. It wasn't very big. It was the worst. But it was picked up by various charity events. I think the first one that did it was Desert Bus for Hope, or at least that's the one that made it really popular. So there's been various charities that have done charity events. Basically, they'll stream the Desert Bus footage, and during that time, people can watch the experience, donate money for as long as, people can play it, and, people do shifts. So I think at one charity event, they did 4-hour shifts, and they had like 4 people involved in it. And so, that is still terrible, by the way. I do not, I commend them. I don't remember how many points they made, but there was, there have been some good work made for this game. And so Penn Jillette is going to be working with Gearbox's Randy Pitchford to help develop the game. And the Desert Bus 2 it's strange that I'm excited for it, because it's going to be terrible. Because if it's anything like Desert Bus 1, it's going to be the worst experience you've ever had. So we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. So it'll be interesting to see. This is definitely the best news that has come out this last week. Barely anything else really interesting happening as far as, anything that interested me. There might be other things that happened that were somewhat interesting, but nothing too much. So anyways, that was your midweek news. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please remember to throw me a like, and if you want to see more in the future, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all next time.